And we are reading about the self-knowledge. This chapter is called the chapter for self-knowledge. And we are on page 148. 148. So it was talking about, we are talking about how this self-knowledge will come and how this visible universe, which appears to be so real, actually is an illusory perception under certain mental condition. And in a different state of mind, this appearance will appear different. So it is the what is called the last verse said that practically this visible universe actually does not exist. Page 146. Practically, this visible universe does not exist. Why? It is a mere semblance, means appearance, or a false appearance. False appearance, the example we always know. False appearance is this: you look the snake, but it is rope all the time. So this world appears like that. When you close our eyes, this world does not stay. We go to the dream condition, another world comes. When you go to sleep, that time this world and that dream world all vanish. Then you remain where? You remain in a place where you cannot say this world exists at all. So in this perspective, from this perspective, it is said that this world does not exist. Not that it is totally absent, but point is that the validity we give, that this emphasis we give for its reality is momentary and under conditions, a particular time and particular mood of our mind. Suppose this same world will be full of pain to a person, and the same world standing in the same place, one can see that what a joyful universe. So it's all depending on the mind and depending on the circumstances. Its reality, its value changes. That's why it is not absolutely all the time there. And it says that when the concept of reality in the objects of perception has completely vanished, that these are not permanent, these are not absolutely real. It is real when I see it. It goes away when I don't see. When my mind is disconnected, this world is no more there. So vanished, completely vanished from the mind, then only there arises the supreme bliss of liberation. When the cessation of this apparent universe in our mind will not dominate, and there will be no diversity and duality, then what is there? Only that bliss is there, and one will feel that absolute bliss. So that we read the last time. Today's reading is on page 148. Now, liberation. We are talking about whole spiritual life is liberation. Liberation from what? Liberation from bondage. So, the liberation, how shall we reach that liberation? Is it hiding somewhere? I'll grab it and get it. So, this verse on 23, if you check on 148, it says liberation is not some distant object. It is not an object. This is there, I have to achieve this, I'll hold it. It is not me, it is apart from me, and I'll get it. So liberation is not hanging somewhere. And by doing austerities or doing japa meditation or chanting or doing whatever we do, we'll achieve that. It's not. It is here all the time. Only we are not aware. That's why it says liberation is not some distant object. The dissolution of the mind after the cessation of all types of thirst for sense objects is named liberation. What is liberation then? Very simple definition of liberation. You are not to grab liberation somewhere in the corner of a high mountain, hiding, or in a cave it is waiting. Or you have to go to Himalayas, or you go to the any place, very special place, spiritual place. Not. Where it is the dissolution of the mind. If this mind which is projecting all the time this universe, if that mind is dissolved, dissolved means what? It merges into its real nature. Then what will happen? For that individual person whose mind is dissolved, there is no world for that person. Simple thing. A person who goes to comatic state, for him this world has no meaning. Even if you go to sleep state, perhaps this meaning of praise or blame for a person who is fast asleep. Now, when one is sleeping, and if someone goes and praises in a high language, oh, you are great, you are unparalleled, you are this, or one goes and abuses, you are worst, you are, don't get affected. You are free. You are neither attached to the good words or the bad words or its actions and reactions because you are not there. Why are you not there? Because your mind is not there. So if we can dissolve the mind in divine self, Atman, if we can do that, that means mind loses its diversity, then what will remain? The truth will remain. And that is called the liberation. So, it's a very beautiful verse which indicates liberation is not hanging in some isolated place and is not an object to grab it by some means. So you want something to get some item. So you go to Trader Joe's. Why do you go there? But it is in the stock, it is there. And if that stock you want and get it with a price, you give some money and they will give you something. This is the grabbing thing or getting thing. But Atman or your divine nature is not to grab like that. It is already grabbed. Only we are unaware of it. Why I am unaware? This mind, stupid mind. I blame the whole world because of you, I am troubled. I am troubled by my mind. So Vedanta teaches, purify the mind. Purify mind means mind always plays this duality. I like, I dislike, I go, I don't go, I do. All the duality. Get out of that duality, the spirit of duality. Then what will happen? Mind will be mindless. If a driver does not drive, we don't call him a driver anymore. If the mind does not function in this play of duality and swinging me, sometimes in pleasure, sometimes in pain, at his own whims, I am a stupid guy under the guide of my mind. I am swinging all the time and blaming the whole world for my suffering and pain. Blame your own mind. And not to go to depression by blaming your mind. My mind is what's my heart, so I'm worthless guy. No. To go to this concept, it is the play, the whole world is nothing but the play of the mind. If the mind gives up its own swinging, we call mood swing. That's also swinging. Mood swinging is what? Your mind swinging, and that expression comes as mood swinging. People call it mood swinging. So actually the thing is that it's swinging. Who is swinging? The world is swinging or your mind is swinging? My mind swings in this way, which is high. It goes this way, I'm depressed. Gone, dead. And then it swings again in the So we have all become a slave of our swinging of the mind. And as mind explains to me the world, I think that is the perfect world. So don't get swayed away by the drama of the mind. That's why Swami Vivekananda says, mind is Maya. You want to know Maya? What is Maya? Your mind is Maya. Swinging. Why mind? It swings. Good, bad, joy, suffering, pleasure, pain, likes, dislikes, all the opposites. It is happening in the mind. This will all evaporate if just one goes to sleep. or doctors put someone to sleep for doing operation or whatever. So this world does not exist. We know when you go to some minor procedure, what they do? Put some anesthesia and counting 1, 2, bas, gone. And doctor understands now is the time. We can start our procedure. And that time you don't understand anything. And after some time, you come out, I'm just now, I was there and I'm up. In between such a time has passed where all these physical operations and this and that has gone. But you are not aware of it. This world is not there. You are getting a second-hand information afterwards. Oh, surgery went on well. Ha ha ha. It was good, and we could take out this and take out that. But what about you? You are not because of your mind. So this is the example. The verse says 23. Na moksho navasa prishthe. Na moksho navasa prishthe. Patale na cha bhutale. Patale na cha bhutale. Sarva shak sarva asa samskhaye cheta. Sarvasha samskhaye cheta kshayo moksho iti ishyate. Kshayo moksho iti ishyate. Now moksha liberation is navasa prishte, not in the high heaven, in the sky. It is not hanging somewhere in the invisible way and I have to just take a rocket or go by a plane or go by a helicopter and catch it and bring that liberation. No, it does not stay. No, navasa prishte. Not patale, not in the heaven, not in the hell. Your liberation is not waiting in the hell. No, of course we don't like to go to hell. But still, if there is a hell, the liberation is not going into that hell, makes you liberate. But nacha bhutale, not in this earth, not in the ground. That means it is not in the ground, not in the heaven, not in the hell. But why? Sarvo asha. Asha means expectation, desire, craving. Sarvo, all types of craving. If that's why monks, look at that. How they are free. No money, no possession, not a second cloth, not a second blanket. You go to the Himalayas, a wandering monk, and you have seen the naked monks, Nectar sadhus. What the position they have. But how they are so powerful. They don't have any position. They don't expect that I shall be the king, I shall be rich, I shall go for this, I'll go for my degree, I'll go for this, I'll achieve this, I'll be the state leader, I'll be the country leader, and this and that, I'll do this work, that work. They are free because they don't have any desire like that. And they have no position. They do not know where they will go if pneumonia attacks the body. And they don't care. They don't care that they'll be sick. Where you'll get the next morning's food. How should I care? Tomorrow breakfast, what will be the breakfast? I shall get it. Huh? And how can I be free? And then I'm thinking, what is the lunch? Who will cook? What is there? Are you thinking of food day and night? And how can you be free? You don't care. The birds don't care. That's why the monks are called, their jati, their nationality of the monks is called Bihangam, the birds. We belong to the birds class. Why? The bird, look at that, the bird does not think of tomorrow's food. They get today, whatever now is hungry, go there, whatever, boom, and then sit on that nest or sit in the on the tree. But tomorrow morning, again hunger comes, okay, go, you get, don't fast, be free. That's how freedom comes to them. Wandering monks, look at that. We are thinking of day and night. When I was in Rishikesh sometimes. So I was going from uh, college. So there is with the students. So we have beautiful breakfast, then lunch, then tea snacks in the 4 o'clock, then evening, night supper. 4 times at least minimum food. And you go to Himalayas. Hey, where is breakfast? Who will give you breakfast? Where is lunch? Hurry, how will you have snacks in the afternoon? Do you go and begging at 11 o'clock? There are certain place. You have to go and beg. If you reach there, they will give in the line you stand, maybe 50, 60 people waiting, and your chance will come, and they will give you 4 small chapatis, which I can grab in one mouth. And there may be some spinach. If you get good fortune, then you can get little spinach, otherwise little dal, watery dal, and little 4 chapatis. And you have to make it breakfast, lunch, supper. See, after a few days, I said, my God, what to do here? I am dependent on food so much, no? But look at after you stay, sometimes you get accustomed. That's okay, different thing. You don't care whether you will get your food tomorrow or not. You don't care what will happen to your health when any disease comes or any fever comes. You don't suffer. That's all. What is there in it? But severe cold comes, who will give you a blanket or not? You don't know anything. Okay, but they're happy. See their faces. And see the people who are earning good money, having good house and car. Look at their face and look at the serenity of those places. So who is free? Who is free? Free, not that it should be that we should be like them and give up all our clothing, money and everything and go be in the Himalayas. No. Asha, expectation. When I fall sick beforehand, how much we think about this insurance will cover, if not the second subsidiary insurance, if it is not, how I can stabilize so that if anything happens, happiness. So we die before our real death all the time. But a person who gives up the asa, expectation, and desire, that person is free. No one can create suffering for that. That is the point. Sarvo asa sangakshaye. Kshaya means is destruction, deterioration, or suppose kshaya means suppose anything degenerates. So you rub one piece of iron and in the file. One day the iron will be totally gone. That is sammak kshaya. Real meaning of destruction. So what is samshaya? It is the sarva asha samskaya. And that is called chetaha. In your mind, your desire, our desire. When I am free from my desire. See how people can live happily. I don't have any expectation. We say, you do your best, you serve, but give up the expectation only. Is it not the Gita's word? You do, it will come. If it does not come, happy. Does come, happy. Why we are binding ourselves into that clutches of expectation and then cry? That is mukti, freedom. Yes.
So freedom is freedom from desires.
Desire of the mind.
Yeah. Okay. So where does the desires come from? I mean, is it part of our karma?
Yeah.
Desire?
A desire comes because of our past inclinations. I have expected, and with life after life, we have expected this and that and that and that. That has a momentum in me. I got it. I don't crave for that thing what I got already. But when I see something else I'm not got, my desire goes for that. No? So food, it happens for the food. It happens for going to visit a new place. Whenever you find that you hear of a new place, some friend is going, your mind will say, oh, happy to visit. Can I go? Or can I manage my time? See, It is coming in the mind. And what is the impulsive force behind that? My own inclinations. Suppose someone talks about you have no interest in going to different places. Rather, you are interested maybe sitting in one site, one place, and doing your thing. Someone encourages, I want to go there, and it's so good. It will not have any impact on him. But if I have the inclination, I will catch that and I will go on fulfilling those desires. And this is the major thing of the Bhagavad Gita. The main aspect of everywhere, our suffering is caused by us. You do. That does not, again, don't make a mistake here. The scripture is not telling you to expect. You will expect. You have a target that I will have to reach this. I will do this. These are all okay. Make your all efforts. Only last you say, whatever, I am unaffected. I will not accept anything. Pleasure comes, pain comes, joy comes, success comes, failure comes. Done. I am done, finished. Hands off. So this is called the freedom. We can actually total freedom is the freedom from all types of samskaras, no? But every day we can make us free. Every day. Today's suffering I can reduce. May not be 100%. 10% I can reduce if this policy is taken. Who is giving me the pain? In life, see, everyone tries for everything, but everything does not become a success. Anyone's life. Most powerful people in the world, what they want, they can get it? No. But they do their best. That is to wipe out the karma. And then when it comes, I don't expect anything. That's why in this world you will find, as I said, that Alexander went to India and seeing that monk, he does not expect anything. That's why when the king Alexander offered a good position to come in his palace and get the royal treatment, he was annoyed. He said, get out of my, disturbing me. That means, why are you putting me into bondage? I'm free here. I'm enjoying the sunlight. That's enough for me. I don't want your kingdom or any royal treatment or royal food or anything. I don't care for anything. See, the moment I can say that, you see, feel your strength in any affair of life. If we can try this practice, that I do not have to hang on to anything. There is my inner freedom. I don't care. But I do my duties. And if people say, good, I accept. If people say bad, I accept. Okay. See? Freedom, freedom, freedom. So freedom is not hanging in the space, in the heaven. Freedom is not in the hell. Freedom is not in the earth. But freedom in the mind. That mind which does not crave for a definite thing, but hold on to that thing. There you free, you are free. What is this Sthita Pragya? In the Bhagavad Gita we read, what is Sthita Pragyasya ka bhasha? Arjuna said, what is the bhasa, what is the language of a man of liberation? Sitadhi King Prabhasata, how he talks, how he eats. He talks, eats like us. But only in their mind it is detached. They live in the world. Janaka's kingdom is burning. And the ministers came and reported. And he was discussing spiritual matters with the holy people. And what is the response? Mithilayang pradagdhayang namidaishati kinchana. I am Atman. I don't get burned. If the whole town is burning, let it go. What that to me? Being a king, he knows some people, his firefighters are taking care of that. No? If I hear, what shall I do? I'll run and rush and I'll do much mess, creating the trouble who are working. But I will think that I did something. But here, the king became so detached. They will take care. And with that taking care if it burns, burns. See, so if the king can say like that, that means that's why he is a sthita pragya state. So we can also practice in our everyday situation. Huh?
Swami, when Arjuna vacillates and says, why should I inflict violence and death on the field of Kurukshetra? I don't want the kingdom at the end of it. He's told, no, you are a Kshatriya, you're a warrior. You have to fight.
And fight, but at the same time detach.
Yes. But wouldn't Janaka's people say, we are dying, our children are being burned, and he's sitting in the ashram in the forest? Shouldn't the king be here?
If the king was, he will not be affected. That's all.
Correct. But wouldn't that be his?
It is not, I am not in that state. See, only the difficulty is that they are living in the, grounded in this, the truthfulness of this world, and everything is so true. And he is considering someone whose flight, mental flight is, there is the difference. Let that person rise into the flight, or that person comes down to this flight. A Brahmagyani, Ramakrishna with cancer, is smiling all the time. Every page of the gospel gives us so much delight.
Even for Miro, when the room was burning, he was playing the violin.
Because he was finding joy in the play. Though people say mad, but it's the mind. Mind being in some other plane. So you can take the best example that it can be being in the situation. As we give the example, someone is suffering physically, tremendously suffering. If the mind is too much attached to that, the suffering intensifies. We can intensify our suffering, we can reduce our suffering. And if one can say, okay, what suffering? I am connected with so many people who are in difficulties. What's that to me? See, other person, how much they are suffering. In that comparison, God has blessed me. I'm much better. See, that feeling, comparison. Which comparison? Others' condition, who are worst sufferer, reference to me. But we don't do that. That person is good. Why me to suffer? We always look that side and come back here. So it will not work. So how to keep the balance of the mind, that keep the peace in the mind, the Vedantic suggestion, just be sarvo asa samskshaya. So every day, what should be our effort? How we can reduce our asa. Asha pratikshe. Gita says, no, asha, expectation, pratiksha, waiting. These are the things which are always goading us and bringing much of the trouble. So the translation said, liberation is not above the sky, nor in hell, nor on the earthly plane. The peace or dissolution of the mind, the peace, in another language, dissolution of the mind, that is achieved. How? Through the eradication of worldly thirst, is verily defined as liberation. You don't feel any need of it. How? It will not come unless you get something. Thirst for the food. Why shall I give up thirst of food if I can get food here without eating? Suppose your mind is so developed that you can sit and dive into your own spiritual reality. Mind goes there. You find so much joy. You don't need food. Many sadhus, and those are good sadhus, they eat so little. Our Dhireshanand Swami, who is the writer of this book, he was telling me, the yogis eat very little. They don't need that much. Because their necessity, body requirements are less. Because energy loss is less. And as a result, they meditate. As a result, their nerves are very cool. So as a result, their needs are very little. See how the birds are very happy. You give few grains, they pick up few and thus. So much is there. He is not thinking, I'll have to grab and put in my pocket and for tomorrow and after tomorrow. So this they are teaching us how we can be. But mind it, Ramakrishna is very practical. He said, for householders, you will have to preserve something for the rainy days. No, sufficient for the rainy days. Have good bank balance and have something so that you need not to think about God. You can think of God only. But for the monks, these are the ideal. But who really wants to be absorbed in God, this is the idea. We live in the world. So the explanation goes, the self, which is of the form of liberation, does not exist in a far away land. Verily, the thirst for the sense objects is the cause of distractions of the mind and its suffering. Mahidar, the commentator, says, page 149, top, liberation is the name of conscious self alone. What is liberation? Is the name of a conscious self alone, remaining in the conscious. You are conscious of your own self. Liberation is not in any place which is intrinsically non contiguous, meaning not at any distant place on the surface of the world, or up above the sky or in the hill. The peace or dissolution of the mind, which is attained, that will be attained only when the thirst related to all objects are destroyed. This is verily liberation. This is the inner meaning. The significance is that as soon as the mind is dissolved, then the real self alone is left as a residue. Mind drops means that was there, it will be there. Mind was projecting some idea on that unchangeable reality. When it does not do that, what will remain? Satchidananda was there, will be there, is there. So the three time, past, present, and future, the same reality remain. That's why we analyze, when you analyze witness consciousness, our witness consciousness, what is that witness consciousness? Everything has a sleep. Everything goes to sleep. Body goes to sleep, mind goes to sleep, understanding sometimes gets dull. But the consciousness never goes. That consciousness observes all the activities of daytime, all the activities of the dream, all the activities of the sleep. And again, dream again, sleep again. This world going round and round of the three conditions, Jagrat, Swapna, Susupti. But he is the eternal observer. So when all this Jagrat, Swapna, Susupti, the range of all this duality drop, because it is in the mind. When it drops, what will remain? The consciousness which was there, is there, will be there. It is, that will remain. Misconception. The snake conception goes away on the rope. What will remain? The rope. Rope was there before. Rope was conceived as snake in my ignorance by mind, created that. And mind drops that rope concept. What remains? Rope was there, rope is there, rope will be there. So we are not to get anything. Rather, that is called Swarajya Siddhi. And there is a book, Vedantic text, very wonderful book. It is called Swarajya Siddhi. Not to attain. Swarajya means your own kingdom, your own divine kingdom. Siddhi means you attain, or you be in that your own kingdom. But Swarajya Prapti, it is not to get something. That it is not yours, and you will, by means you will get it. Only to say what was there, you forgot, rather you come back to your senses. So Vedanta says God realization is nothing but coming back to your senses. We are confused and driven by our mind into wrong direction. So remaining in that all-pervading, absolute, complete, absolutely complete, suffering-free, supremely blissful consciousness, that is called liberation. It is a mere mistake to search for the liberation in some distant places. Kathopanishad also said, when the lust and the like of the mind are attenuated Attenuated is the major thing. It goes gradually attenuate. And little by little shrinks. And the Maya volume becomes so big, Maya shrinks, evaporate one time. Which comes after the attainment of knowledge. The mortal one attains immortality due to the absence of death, which is of the form of lust and so forth, and driving force for the soul to move from one plane to another. One becomes free from going and coming. He remains here only in the very plane and becomes one with the essential nature of Brahman in this very body and lifetime, here and now. It can be achieved. That's why it is said, Bhagavan Lab, Ishwar, Darshan, all these things we say, it is only blocking us because we are holding on to our fascinations of the mind. And whatever mind teaches me, I am always giving top priority to accept that as truth. But mind is always cheating us. That's why mana, two types of mana, ashuddha and shuddha. Impure mind and pure mind. So this is the mind in which we are living now. It is impure. Why impure? It is giving a distorted image, impression of the object. And when it will give the right image, then mind becomes pure. That is called Sattika mind. Even Sattika mind, Ramakrishna said, he is also a dacoit. But it binds us. Name, fame, power, position, no? Happiness even, misery. Not, I find joy in meditation. I'm stuck there. You find joy is not the goal. You are joy. So long you are finding joy, you are separating yourself and the joy. Joy is here, I am here. I am connecting with the joy. That is not true. You are joy yourself. So when you reach that, then mind totally disappears. So the 24th verse then. Anante chit ghananande, anante chit ghananande, nirvikalpaikarupini, nirvikalpaikarupini, sthite ditiyasya abhavat, sthite ditiyasya abhavat, kubandho mokshava eva. Govandho Mokshayeva. Ki beautiful verse. Anante chid ghananande. Ananta means no anta. Anta means end. Endless. Endless what? Chit. Consciousness. Not only consciousness, it is ghana ananda. Ananda means bliss. Consolidated bliss. In this ananta, endless, infinite, beginningless, endless, no? Consciousness, which is actually nothing but concrete joy and bliss, ananda. Nirvikalpa ekarupini. That is nirvikalpa. There is no vikalpa, there is no duality. Ekarupini, it is of the nature of one only. There is no two, there is nothing multiple and divided. Sthite, if one can go and stay in that consciousness, what happens? Ditiyasya abhavat. There is the lack of any two. So when only one and one, you and you alone, when there is no two, absence of two, or the voidness of two is gone. Kubandho. So where is bondage? Not only bondage, where is your freedom? That question does not arise. Two, when there is two, there is a question that I am bound, I will be free from bondage. Moksha, bondage and moksha, bondage and freedom, these two concepts come when there is two. When that person who is thinking, I am bound, that I am bound, that concept in the mind dissolves. What remains but only one? If one remains, then who will be binding whom? Who will struggle to be liberated then? Understand the point? Liberation and bondage is a language of duality. Let's say someone is in the prison. He wants liberation. No? There is certain rules, certain action, certain situation. I am bound and I want to be free. But if there is no one in this whole universe to control you, neither you are controlling anybody, neither there is anybody to control you, you alone abide. Who will be free then? Who will be bound then? This concept is a foolish concept. There cannot be anyone. So these are the things to be meditated upon. So long you think body, yes, I am the bodily ailments, bodily difficulties. I want to be free from the disease. Why disease coming? Because you accept the body. When you are in sleep, where is your body? And where is your disease then? At least there may be in the body, but you are not aware. Or you are dreaming. In this body you are suffering. But in the dream you have a very bright, young body and you are maybe jumping and dancing and doing all things. Is it not? Tell him, identification with the body is the first question. My mind is connected with this, and then it is finding out how I am bound, how shall I get out of it. But if this fundamental question of detachment comes, it's there. But this is not the ultimate truth. I am the observer, I am seeing. So if one can separate out that, because I am the only reality, there is no truth. In the infinite calm ocean, suppose you in the Pacific Ocean, you see there is no ripple, there's no wave. Where is competition? Where is that one wave will crash the other wave, when other will make friendship with another wave? Where are all this play? If the ocean has no ripple, no asa is the bridge, desire. If it does not there, then calm, perfect sea, peaceful sea. So, ocean is only one. There is no question of turbulence and how to remove the turbulence. There is no turbulence at all. It is only one. So we are, in our divine nature, we are only one, absolute. And that we experience every day. You may think that we are talking too much hyperbolic thoughts, no? I am so much body bound and you are saying all these things. Does it make any sense? It is a doubt. But the scripture will say, you are at certain point of time every day, you remain in that state when nothing touches you. Neither joy, neither sorrow, neither anxiety, neither worries. In the dream time, sleep time, have you any anxiety? Anyone? When you go to deep sleep, have you any anxiety? Anxiety is there before you go to sleep.
Only if you have a nightmare. In the dream state.
Dream state you have.
Yeah, but in the deep sleep, no.
That's right. So you are experiencing every day in your life a point, a period of time when you are disassociated with everything. It proves that there is a state like that. Now it is happening because of the body's incapability to continue anymore. All the senses are shut down, shut down, shut down. I'm tired, 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 tired. They sleep. And even mind says, I'm tired, so go to sleep. But if you by meditation and spiritual practice, you come to that stand every day. It is happening normally for everyone. From king to pauper, educated to non-educated, who knows scripture or does not know scripture, it matters little. It is happening to the animal, to the cat, dog. They are also Brahmogyanis. They are getting Brahmogyana at a particular time. We also get Brahmagyan every day, but we don't recognize that. How we can do that Brahmagyan now? That is the point, with the eyes open. Our struggle is there. That's why we do meditation. We withdraw from the duality. We try to focus on unity. First, maybe your Ishta Devata. But you know your Ishta Devata is not only form, it is infinite, absolute Satchidananda. No. So that is how we can stay in that state. Then there will be no two. So no two means what is it? Slayer and the slain. Uh, who will be slayer? Who will be slain? Who will be slain? There is only but one. So this is very important that you cannot deny this experience because you are having every day that experience. Maybe for a split second, maybe for half an hour, maybe for, but this is experienced by us by meditation and spiritual practice, or this idea if we take in really seriously and we practice, that state can be brought while I'm talking. That state can be achieved when you are eating. The Brahmagyan is remaining in that state. And one part of their mind remains in that non-dual experience. So 24th verse, again, on 150 page. Brahman alone is infinite, of the essential nature of consciousness and bliss, always of the same one form, and bereft of all types of superimpositions. This is the truth. Then what is bondage and what is liberation? In other words, when there is in reality no second, there is no two. What is the second means? That means note number 19. What is duality? Generally, the objects of perception are called duality. But the significance of the word duality is this. The very one unqualified Brahman is called duality when it appears as the undifferentiated and the indwelling spirit. Undifferentiated means Prakriti, and indwelling is the Purusha, the Sankhya philosophy. Purusha and Prakriti, they get mixed up. It is called duality as there are only two. Ekam eva. You need not have to read the Sanskrit. English translation is this undifferentiated matter and the indwelling spirit are interspersed in every created object. For example, as the pot exists, the pot is undifferentiated substance or a modification of Maya along with the existence of the indwelling spirit that remains interspersed. Like a space, it is interspersed, only shape is there. So the running translation, let us go back again. In other words, after the running translation, in other words, when there is a reality, no second object, then the state of existence or residence, motion, or a destination to reach is nothing at all. Anyhow, next page, 151, the commentator Acharya Sureshwara has exactly said this, supporting this idea. What he said, the very variegated state of this illusion and consciousness that is called duality. When this illusion comes, and in consciousness we make a duality, I, you, object, subject, that is called duality. The very conviction that the illusory name and form are real is the cause of bondage. Bondage is, again, what is bondage? The very conviction, I am convinced this exists, I exist. That is bondage. Not this name and form exist. One thing is existing. You are giving it different names. It is H2O is existing. You are giving the name bubble, foam, wave, ripples. Are they all different? Same thing. In name, you are giving extra one by one another names. Only the indwelling substance that remains when the names and forms are negated. When one can get out of the name and form, then only what remains? that indwelling spirit. Suppose you keep 1,000 pots, glasses made of all earth. Huh? All these different things, you just smash. Ramakrishna gave the example. Suppose there are 10 jars and there is water in 10 jars. And how many sun you see? 10. 10 jars, 10 suns. Now you break one. What will remain? 9 reflected sun plus the sun. Is it not? Because of that sun reflection. But we are not looking at the sun, which is the cause of reflection. You are all conscious. We are all seeing, looking, talking, understanding. But you do not know what is the real sun, real consciousness that is permeating to my buddhi, to my intellect, to my nervous system, coming to the eyes and senses. No, I'm not aware of that. You break this body, what will happen? Sun will remain, and this diversity, one will be lessened. Ramakrishna said, break two, break the other jar, and just last one jar. One jar, one reflection, one original sun. No? Eko jiva bad. Break that, what will remain?
Yes, sir.
Where will the reflected sun go? You, in your pot, there is a reflection of the consciousness. When this goes, boom. But consciousness go? No. All this diversity, if broken one by analysis or meditation or by selfless work, what will happen? The mains, the effulgent sun whose light permeates everywhere, that is there, that will remain. But reflection, what you are seeing, that will come and that will disappear. So, spiritual realization is like that. Destroy this duality. Break this imagination of your mind. That imagination, the mind which is allowing you to think in so many ways, that is the detrimental thing. So, only the indwelling substance that remains when the name and forms are negated or renounced, that is verily called the non-dual state or Advaita.
Swami,
Yes.
what is the exact Sanskrit root of the word Kevalam?
Kevalam? Where is that?
No, it's not.
Onliness. Onliness. Kevalam.
Kevalam.
Yeah. Kevalam means only. Ananta chit ghanananda nirvikalpa ekarupini
Yeah, but that is
site
the
suti
idea,
ditya.
the one alone.
One alone. Keval means only. Only means one alone. Only one and one alone. To emphasize. There is one verse. Let me finish it. Then today's, the next day we have one page only. So now, ultimately, what is the conclusion of this chapter? This is the 25th verse on 151. Bondage, liberation, and the like are mere imaginations of the mind. Come to this point. One word. What is the conclusive idea of this whole chapter? Mind is the cause of bondage. Be convinced on this point and work on the mind. Bondage, liberation. My idea, I am bound. Who says? My mind says, I am bound. Oh, I am a sinner. Oh, I did this bad thing. Oh, I did this good thing. Who says? You, your face, mouth is speaking? Your brain, nervous system is talking? No. Behind this, your mind is saying. And your mind says, you are a fool, you are a fool. Those who are psychologically depressed, whatever their mind teaching, they are thinking they are there. Huh? Fully powerful person feels that I have no power. So bondage, liberation, and etc. These are all the imaginations of the mind. You know, it will appear very absurd when we read this thing. But it is, that's why it is called, don't read only. It is not a novel book. It is not a story book. Every word is there to be meditated upon. So therefore meditate on these words. Manaiva ullasan matram Manaiva ullasan matrang baddhatam agamat jataha baddhatam agamat jatha mana prashamanat rama mana prashamanat rama moksha eva avashishyate moksha eva avashishyate. What he's saying, Manoivo ullasan matra. Whenever mind gets ullasita, that means manifested, mind becomes playful. Ullasita. Ullasita means anandita. When it becomes fickle, there's find joy and suffering. When mind becomes like that, Manoivo ullasan matra. Baddhatam agatam. You feel like you are bound. Mind tells you are bad. Mind tells I have done some bad thing. I am a sinner. I'm worthless. You are worthless. It says said in day and night, you are pure, you are absolute, you are stainless, and you will be that. Make the mind strong. Don't make your mind weak for any reason. Whenever you make your mind weak, you are a weak guy. And Swami Vivekananda's greatest thrust is on your mind, and feel that you have infinite potential and you can do everything because you are not the mind, you are the master of the mind. And your mind is giving a wrong notice to you, wrong explanation of the truth. So, when the mind becomes affected or mind becomes playful, fickle, and then you said you are bound. Manaprasamana, when mind becomes perfectly peaceful. See, every time we are happy. When mind says, I got it. I am thinking of ice cream. And if someone gives me ice cream and it touches my tongue, I say, don't you feel the joy that time? Hey, how did you get the joy? Your mind tells, How did it say? Because mind was craving, and he got it, he thought, I got it. Mind was jumping, when ice cream. And then when jumping stops, then you say, And when you say, mind becomes peaceful. But whole philosophy of Patanjali Yoga, Chitta Vritti, ripple. Nirodha, when it does not ripple anymore. Tada drushtu, at that point, at that juncture, drushtuhu sarupe avasthanam. You, the watch observer, remain in your spiritual dignity. You are peaceful. There is nothing to be achieved. Mind is calm. So whole spiritual life is to come down the mind. So he says, Mana prasamanat. Oh Rama, when your mana will be prasamana, means peaceful, unruffled, unperturbed. No? Moksha evo avashishyate. Only there will remain moksha, liberation. There is nothing but moksha. So moksha is there when mind is peaceful. Bondage comes when it jumps like a monkey. So very simple formula. It's not going to much different discussion. Conclusion is that mind, that's why our whole spiritual struggle to keep the mind peaceful. In happiness or misery, that's why we praise those people. In happiness, he is also happy. In misery also he is happy or she is happy. Why? As I told before, I don't crave anything. I have no other agenda. I am living in this life and I do my duties. Whatever comes, I'm happy. I do my best. Hands off, I'm happy. If the result comes, I'm happy. If it fails, I'm happy. Why I shall sacrifice my happiness? But we are doing every day. We don't understand this. We think we are intelligent people to be affected with it and holding on, grabbing it. Why it does happen like, I want to change the world. I will do. Okay, you change the world. You try your best. And hands off. Then you can keep your peace. Otherwise you'll be a mad guy. And world will go on in its own way. Swami Vivekananda-like person, she ultimately said this world is a dog's tail, curly tail. But why do you then try to straighten? To straighten my mind. I am not changing the world. But by this process, I get straightened. You want to change the world? You get straightened. You will understand. You will get good blows because you did something good thing. Everyone will criticize. Then you will cry, hi, 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 hi. Understanding, okay, who cares? Let them say good, let them say bad. I am not. So you mature, mature, mature. So world is a gymnasium. Swamiji said in another place. Gymnasium is what? To build up your spiritual muscle. So obstacles will be there, but to get out of it. So dear Rama, as soon as the mind becomes playful or fickle, it enters into the state of bondage. Therefore, by the pure pacification of the mind or to the destruction of it, there remains only liberation or the conscious self. Mahidar says, as soon as vibrations or resolutions arise in the mind in association with the sense objects, the mind enters into the state of bondage. Therefore, O Rama, perfect calmness of that very mind is called liberation. Acharya Shankara wrote in his Gita commentary, the tendency of the resolution arises in the mind due to the impact of the understanding of the reality, appropriateness and desirability of the sense object. The understanding about the reality and so forth of the worldly objects and the attachment and the like for those get completely destroyed with the destruction, discrimination that the visible objects are illusory, as false as that of the snake on the rope. Then the mind becomes calm. If by chance, due to the impact of the subtle latent impressions of the past, in the past lives, the mind makes a resolution again, then it is one's duty to establish the mind on the big self, our SEA, big, our divine nature, Atman, which in his real, which in is his real spiritual nature. How? With the help of the understanding about the falsity of the sense objects. In this way, with the strong desire for liberation and the practice of dispassion for a long time, along with the firm conviction that Brahman alone is real, all the opposing latent impressions are totally destroyed. Then the mind becomes spontaneously unmoving and attains the state of perfect restraint, mononigraha. This is actually the destruction of the mind. In this way, as soon as the mind is dissolved, the establishment in one's own self becomes effortlessly and easy. There it ends the chapter third, the Yoga Vasishta, Tattva Jnana Prakarana. Ends the third chapter named Self Knowledge in the text of Yoga Vasishta. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Panam Astu. So we'll be starting now the chapter third is done. So we'll start with the fourth chapter. Next time, dissolution of the mind. Now the question, how we can dissolve the mind? How we can dissolve the mind? The whole book will be round and round talking about the same thing, but emphasizing one side. If our brain can catch one day a little bit of that, we will be free from all trouble.